I don't think I look, but some people think I do.
This is Norman Wong. He's a retired carpenter based outside of San Francisco.
I'm wearing this Bruce Lee shirt.
He's the great-grandson of this guy.
Wong Kim Ark.
Wong Kim Ark.
What do you think I look like him? They say, look at this, the mouth and that. I said, okay, whatever.
And this guy is a big reason why you're unequivocally a US citizen if you were born in the United States. But on April 1st, the Supreme Court takes up a case based on a Trump executive order that could fundamentally change birthright citizenship as we know it.
Hundreds of thousands of people are pouring into our country under birthright citizenship, and it wasn't meant for that reason.
Trump wants to redefine our 14th Amendment on birthright citizenship such that unless you have one parent that is a proven US citizen or a lawful permanent resident, you are not a US citizen, even if born on US soil. So I wanted to talk to Norman about his family history, because Norman's family has lived both sides of what's at stake here, the fight to claim their constitutional right to citizenship and the reality of watching it fail. Let's start with Norman's dad's side.
My father was born in China.
Norman's father was born in China. His grandfather was born in China. But his great-grandfather, Wong Kim Ark, was born in San Francisco to Chinese parents living in the US. In adulthood, he went to China, and upon returning to the US, he was denied entry.
They wouldn't let him in. They basically said, you're not a citizen because you're of Chinese descent, and we're going to apply the Chinese Exclusion Act to you, and we're not going to let you back in. And they detained him for months.
He was a cook of very limited means financially.
This is Alicia Ponzio. She's a former Navy nurse turned professional sculptor of over 20 years based in San Francisco. She's making a bust of Wong Kim Ark.
The citizens of Chinatown got together. They hired lawyers, very well-respected lawyers, to fight this case for him.
His case went all the way to the Supreme Court, where his lawyers argued that Wong was a citizen under the 14th Amendment, which had been ratified just a few decades earlier in 1868 in order to grant citizenship to formerly enslaved people.
So the Citizenship Clause says, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to this jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and the state in which they reside. It's really straightforward. Jurisdiction means you are subject to our laws. And so the only way to sort of muddy the waters and complicate this is to suggest that jurisdiction doesn't mean jurisdiction.
Illegal aliens are not subject to the jurisdiction of the United States.
In Wong Kim Ark's case, the fundamental question at stake was this. Are children born in the US to alien parents US citizens? Are they subject to the jurisdiction of the United States? Or not, because their parents, not being citizens, are subject to a foreign power?
And the Supreme Court said no, it doesn't matter that his parents were subjects of China. He was born here. He's a citizen.
He stood up for his rights as American. He wouldn't let his citizenship be denied.
With Wong Kim Ark, the 14th Amendment was clarified. Anyone born in the US is a US citizen.
With the very small exception of if your parents are ambassadors.
His victory in the Supreme Court was really a victory for the citizens of Chinatown. And I wanted to create a tangible sort of reminder symbol of the story of Wong Kim Ark for his hometown here in San Francisco's Chinatown.
And even with this historic win, he faced issues with his citizenship. Not only was he detained years later by officials accusing him of being an illegal immigrant, his son, born in China, was unable to move to the US despite having citizenship through his father.
He tried to come to America around 1910 and was denied.
Wong Kim Ark still wanted his grandson, Norman's dad, to come to the US, but his son refused to try again.
So Wong Kim Ark did it and made my father a paper son.
Basically, this man, who helped legally enshrine citizenship for millions of Americans and their descendants, had to fabricate papers for his own grandson.
I never knew Wong Kim Ark. My father never talked about him. I think that those paperwork discrepancies, that made them quiet. Now, time has passed and I have citizenship through my mother, but not everybody may get the same immunity, so to speak.
Norman's mother was also born a US citizen. Wong Kim Ark's lawsuit made sure of that, and it still wasn't enough.
My mother was born here. She's Japanese American. She's part of the Nisei generation. Her generation went to the internment camps.
This was during World War II. when President Franklin Roosevelt issued Executive Order 9066, which forcibly relocated and incarcerated about 120,000 people of Japanese descent, over half of whom were American citizens, in concentration camps.
When they rounded up all the Japanese in 1942, the Japanese were forced to abandon or sell their property for nothing, and they lost it.
Japanese Americans were U.S. citizens on paper, but not in practice.
That part of the family didn't talk about their experience in the camps as much as my father didn't talk about his experience growing up in America when he was young.
The government has actually gone through a shameful period of citizenship stripping in the past, and there's nothing to say it won't do it again. So the ability of millions of people to live here, work here, vote here, be on juries, it would become destabilized. And over time, you would have a growing population, ultimately reaching millions of people, that constituted a permanent underclass, a permanent class of people without the benefits of citizenship. And that is so not only cruel, but destabilizing to a society.
Stateless children have absolutely no rights. They won't have any paperwork. They won't be able to go to schools. They'll be 100% underclass.
For Norman's family, this isn't an abstract legal debate. Citizenship and the rights that come with it is something his family has experienced as hard-won and easily violated.
I don't think Wong Kim Ark did that so he could elevate himself. All he wanted was what was his. I'm going to think back to when I was small and I was growing up as an American. We believed that you could rise, that everybody had a fair shake. I think that is in jeopardy more than ever.